Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Unbelievable. Islamic mob begin attacking UK police. Well, first of all, it's not unbelievable in any way, shape, or form. It's very, very believable. Yeah, so the title of the video, to be honest, Visa News Daily is the channel, 23,000 subscribers. The title of the video is already wrong. It's not unbelievable in any way. All Johnny Foreigner here. We're sick of yous all, to be honest. We're absolutely sick of yous. Britain's a shithole, because you've made it a shithole. It looks like Pakistan. Will you all please piss off back to Pakistan? And just continue to ruin Pakistan instead of ruining Britain here. The whole Midlands and Birmingham and fucking anything that begins with a B. Bolton, Bradford, Blackpool, Bournemouth. Birmingham, everything's ruined. It's all been ruined. Everything with a B is ruined. If you live anywhere with the beginning with a B, it will be ruined in the near future. So yeah, Barra. If you live in Barra, we're building a mosque near Barra, so that'll be ruined in the near future. Pretty much, you heard it here first. It begins with a B. Its name is Barra. It will be ruined. So yeah, we're sick of all these people. We're absolutely sick to the death, to the back teeth here. Like the fucking enough is enough. Stop the boats, immigration, remigration. We've had enough of every single one of you. Bar none, absolutely bar none. We've had enough of you. So let's see what he's fucking complaining about now.
You are racist, all of you. Okay.
And there's no one more racist than you fuckers. Do you know that? Like that's the other side of it. You just throw that at us all the time. We're not even bothered anymore. That's the beauty of that. We're not even bothered with that crack. We're really not bothered. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. You're racist. There you go. Counter argument.
That's racist. No, no, take your hand. Take your hand. Take your hand. Take your hand. He's not touching you. No, but don't, he's a big part. Don't feel like that. Don't do that. Don't do that for me. I'm Palestinian, man. Do not. Palestinian.
We don't give a fuck if you're Palestinian. Don't pull that bullshit on us. This is what I mean. You know what I mean? We've had enough. We've had completely fucking had enough of all this bullshit. I'm Palestinian, so fuck. Well, piss off back to Palestine then. You know what I mean? Piss off back to Palestine, where they might give a fuck. Because right here, this is Britain, mate. This is Britain. And we don't give a fuck where you're from. This is Britain.
Palestinians in the UK are claiming dominance over British police, and this is what the government has brought upon themselves.
It's true, like, but again, it's not these people. The police are just the public. And again, they've been shit on here. I actually on holiday. I was speaking to a fella for quite a while by the pool or by the sea, and his wife was a policewoman, but she was actually she was like a support officer that would when women are attacked and raped, she like is the person who goes and has to deal with it and is like the support officer. And I was saying it must be a very, very traumatic job for her, like through the week and bringing that home and sort of things. And her husband was saying, yeah, it is, and getting worse down south where they were from. And attacks are getting more prevalent and worse on children and things like this. And yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great job to be in for what you're hearing day in day out. And not just that, she was also been trained in riot enforcement in many ways, if that's what it's called. And she if needed, she would be called into the protests that were happening in Britain. And I was talking to the guy for quite a while, and I was saying I feel sorry for your wife in many ways, because again the government has done this, brought this all about, and the police are the front line, and they have to deal with not just the patriots, but they have to deal with all the Islamists. They have to deal with everybody, to be honest, in a shit show that now is Britain, and a violent shit show that now is Britain with knives. I've seen multiple videos lately of people having knives took off them and machetes took off them by the police. I mean, I'm maybe for you need to give these people guns now. That it's getting that bad. Then people are carrying weapons round that far outweigh what the police has got. I mean, don't get me wrong, in the cities we have got armed police on 24/7 call. I think at this point, Manchester and London in particular, probably Birmingham. But I believe there'll be armed police on 24-hour call now in them cities, so we kind of do have guns, to be honest. But member of the General Bobby should be upgraded here, you know what I mean? As the chaos spreads, which it is and will and has. It's getting worse everywhere in every town and city again as they put more and more foreigners everywhere, all over the country. It's generally getting worse. Whether that's why it's happening is 50-50, I suppose, but probably is. The General Bobby maybe needs rearmed here, and again, like America, to be honest, but who knows? But there's not many people wanting going to be police when everyone's running around with machetes, and these fuckers have got metal batons. You know what I mean? Like it's not fair. Like a machete well outdoes the baton. You know, the fucking kosh, as you want to call it, or whatever. So it's not really a good time to be a policeman. It's probably going to get worse. And yeah, like they're not armed enough to deal with these people who run around with fucking knives and machetes. Like, and that's what's happening, and it's very, very common. So again, the armed police are absolutely essential in these cities and that now, the way it's gone. But as it spreads further, it's going to get worse, isn't it? We all know it's going to get worse because that's generally what happens. It just gets worse and worse and worse and then worse. Does anybody want to recall me of a time when it got better? Because I can't remember it. I cannot remember that time when it got better. Not for a minute, not for a couple of minutes or a couple of weeks or anything at all. It didn't get better. It's always just getting worse. It's always just getting worse. So let's go see what else the Muslims are going to do.
The audacity of these individuals is staggering. Just picture this. A protester shouts, "I'm Palestinian, take your hands off me, you cannot touch me, you are all racist." This is not just a moment of defiance, it's a blatant display of disrespect toward law enforcement and an indication of how far we have fallen as a nation.
You're messed up in your head, my friend.
And you are nothing to me. All of you.
I mean, this cupboard here doesn't look like he can do a lot here. Just, you know what I mean? Just a skinny thing again. Again, you used to have to be 6 foot odd to be a policeman back in the day. Like, I mean, that why they took all the rules away. You know what I mean? And like the bleep tests and all this, they're probably not as fit as they should be, and all this crack. They've kind of been fucked over in many ways. The police, they really have. Again, it's all part of the chaos. Because again, what's been done to the police when you look at the systematic, they've had their hands tied in many ways. They've had their hands tied in many ways, and all this has been done on purpose. And the streets get worse and worse as they import the foreigners, and the police are under the cosh. So it's just bagwash, isn't it? Honest to God, like everywhere you look. Bagwash. Yeah, look, Charlie Kirk, bagwash. Not just was he assassinated, it's the dodgiest thing I've ever seen in my life with his wife and everything. I mean, ultimate bagwash there yet again. Everywhere we look is Starmer, bagwash Britain, bagwash Starmer, just everything. I fail to see how it will get worse. But I mean, the big question's how? How could it get any worse? But it will get worse. But how? How? You know what I mean? Every day, it's just something fucking else. What's Starmer's crack? Starmer, most unpopular PM since records began. Well, we knew that. We knew that. Sky News Australia. Fuck, everybody hates him. Keir Starmer is a wanker, is a national anthem, literally a national anthem. So anyhow, these Muslims, anyhow, they've took the fucking piss out the police yet again. Police are scared of them. I mean, we've seen a few videos of late about Birmingham and backing down to the Muslims, and again because the fight in force, the fight together, the stick as one. So it's a big problem for the fucking police if you have an entire fucking army coming at you. Real big problem indeed. So again, I can't justify it from a law and order and the perspective of justice and everything, and not two-tiering and all this. You can't justify it, but you can justify it in the sense of you don't want war on the streets, and these fuckers are very capable of creating war on the streets. So it's the last thing you want. You've got to play the cards you're dealt in many ways, and in order to keep peace, sometimes you have to do things you don't necessarily want to. Is a lesson in life for anyone, not just the police force. Sometimes you do have to do things you don't want to do to keep the peace. So again, the police get a lot of shit for it, but at the same time, again, you're trying to keep the peace overall is the aim of the game here. So sometimes, again, you have to do stuff you don't necessarily want to do and bow down to stuff that you don't necessarily want to bow down to in order to keep the peace. Not just the police force, but people and anybody in any situation. That might be the situation. You just have to bow down, bite your tongue, and shut the fuck up to keep peace. You know what I mean? But on this level of the police force again, and I don't justify it, and it's not fair. But I can understand to a point why two tier is a thing on certain levels because these people fighting. It's like voting. They block vote. Well, they block fight as well. You know what I mean? So unless you want a war on your fucking hands, just back down a little bit. So unfortunately, that's kind of what the police do because we don't fight in number, we don't come at them in number like in the same way and the same aggression. It's like look a lad over there, you know what I mean? I mean, I put it forward to be honest. If that was a white man, he could have already been arrested by now. Do you know what I mean? But again, because there's a big crowd of them, then there's only 4 or 5 coppers. The coppers are probably second guessing and thinking, well, I'm not dragging him to the floor and arresting him because there's about 15 of them here who'll all turn on us and beat the crap out of us, which is what they might do. And it'll all go south from there. And again, it's not the right way. Again, if that's what they were going to do, then they should all be arrested, obviously, and put in prison for attacking the police. But you're starting to kind of still try and keep the peace in the first place. You don't escalate conflict to the point that it's a full-scale riot in the streets when you're the police is kind of the crack. Do you know what I mean? So, catch-22 for the police is what I mean by I say I feel sorry for them because they're stuck in the middle here, completely stuck in the middle against the British people and the patriots, and then basically the Islam is another way of looking at it. Islam, the force of Islam, which is all of them put together if it wants to be, and they all make the call, and block voting is kind of the proof of that. So it's a very difficult position to be in, to be honest. But again, the government's kind of done this to themselves by bringing a load of foreigners in, left, right, and centre. And yeah, this is why this has happened. So ultimately, it's the government's fault, but the police are having to deal with it. And the police and the government aren't the same thing, and you know what I mean. And the people who started doing this plan, probably Tony Blair back in the day, and all the prime ministers since, and the government since. Again, these people, this lad here, he looks early 20s. He probably was watching cartoons when all this began. So you know what I mean. He's just got a job that he thinks might be a good job for a future and a career and a pension, etc., etc. Well, he doesn't know he's walking into the fire here every single day, literally walking into the fire. A fire that was created for him. You know what I mean? Shit show, bagwash, unbelievable in many ways. Well, I was wrong. It is unbelievable. I take it back. Visa Daily News, I take it back. It isn't unbelievable that an Islamic mob has attacked the UK police. But the whole situation, the whole world, the whole current climate is unbelievable, I suppose. So I'll play a little bit more, but I don't know if this conflict's escalating here. It says mob attacking UK police, but it looks like the police have shit the pants. And again, in fairness, they haven't shit the pants. Ultimately, you're trying to keep the peace because you're the police.
In a shocking turn of events, British police, who have no problem beating and arresting British patriots standing up for their country, now find themselves retreating and fleeing from an Islamic crowd. It's absolutely disgraceful.
The price is down.
Well, the price is right, apparently, but now the price is down. So again, I get the point. Do you know what I mean? Like I get the woman's point here that it's disgraceful about them down. But is nobody considering the fact that the block voting thing is kind of proof that these people come at you in number? And should the police do that, it could turn into a full-scale riot where people might die, including the police, before more police have the chance to get there and help them. this could go real south, real fucking quickly. And you not only are you trying to keep the peace, but you're kind of worried about your own safety, being a human being, is that is what the police are, just human beings. You kind of worry for your own safety at times, even if you're the police. So you've got to factor in all this. Everything's not black and white. There's shades of grey. Do you know what I mean? And those shades of grey are. There could be a full-scale riot. This could erupt into a civil war of sorts. People could die. The police could die, which then would escalate something to the likes of which we've never seen. And to what? To arrest one man? Like, you know what I mean? It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And ultimately, I think most people, never mind most forces, but you wouldn't risk such things. You just would not risk the aftermath of what could happen should you try and arrest one man in a crowd of many, 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 many men. Should this man like this possibly here be on his own? I just don't know if this is a policeman or security guy. A one-man Muslim on his own, then okay, fair dues, arrest the man. But when there's fucking 300 of them, and there's like 8 of you, 10 of you, 15 of you, then the odds are stacked against you here. Do you know what I mean? The odds are stacked against you. There is a chance that it could go south. You could die. These people tend to like using weapons. So do you risk it? And the answer's probably no. Do you know what I mean? Like not to be a defending the police, but yeah, I'm defending the human being as much as I'm defending the police, because the police are human beings, and ultimately they do care about their own safety and life, and do not want to die on a job, which ultimately is just a job. Like again, they've chose the wrong career path, which many of them figure out as well. Like a lot of people leave the police after. I was actually speaking to a member of the police force not 3 days ago. He's retired now, very, very high up when he was in the police force. And his daughter also went into the police, and she's now left the police. She's only about 40 odd year old. She could have had another 20 years in the police, but she left because she wasn't enjoying it. She wasn't enjoying the way things were going. She wasn't enjoying the way the streets were getting more violent, and more crime, and more assaults and everything, and she just wasn't enjoying the whole thing. And eventually she left the police force, and her dad was a really high up in the police force. So in some ways you would think that she felt she had to stay in the police. Obviously, speaking to her dad told her to do whatever she felt she needed to do. But you'd think there's some ties there. But this is a woman who was in the police force for over a decade. Her dad was pretty much the chief of police in an area, and she still left because she didn't like the way things were going. So again, that these people do realise at times, and even people whose families have been known to be police families are realising and what's gone on. I mean, they would maybe realise more than others wouldn't, because they've been in it long enough to see the changes that have been made to the police force. That have changed everything, that the way they do everything, what they're about, and what they're doing, and why they do it. It's all been changed, and in some people have seen that as well. Again, John Harris, it's an illusion, I've mentioned it before. He kind of alludes to what's gone on with the police, and it used to be a policeman, and now it's a police officer, and it's from the corporate world, and la 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 la. Go and watch John Harris if you want to kind of know that crack. So yeah, there's plenty more of like this. I mean, I watched an auditor yesterday that was just got attacked by a load of Muslims in Birmingham, and for no reason in particular. So we've had enough, to be honest, as well. Like, we've had enough of Islam. We really have. We're shoving it down our throats there. It was wonderful in Turkey, to be honest. Turkey, Islamic country. It's literally the Islamic sign is on the flag. And nobody was shoving it down your throat. There was prayer music. You heard prayer music multiple times a day. Nobody was shoving anything down your throat. Everyone was just getting on with the business. If you wanted to worship Allah and go to the mosques, do so. Here's the music, and everyone went about the day, and it was wonderful. Nobody mentioned Palestine. I didn't see one flag. And yeah, it was all right. You know what I mean? Like, and then you just look at Britain here. It's supposed to be like a Christian country, and it's an absolute shit show. You know what I mean? It's an absolute shit show over here of just shit and bagwash. It's unbelievable. Again, the video was right in many ways. It's maybe not right on the Islamic mob attacking folk, but it's definitely right on the whole world's a shit show. It's unbelievable. The whole world is unbelievable. Play a bit more.
The scene in Birmingham, where Islamist mobs attacked police officers who
You know, what a surprise, Birmingham.
dared to enter a no-go zone, speaks volumes about the current state of affairs. Is this really the new norm in the UK? Are we supposed to accept that?
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it is like that. That it's like you import the third world. Your country will become the third world, right? That's what's happened. It's literally happened. It's not just a statement. It's happened, and Birmingham is the ultimate proof of it. To be honest, like the streets are covered in fucking rubbish. It looks like Pakistan. It's an absolute shithole, the likes of which we've never seen. Yeah, you've ruined Birmingham. Thanks for that. Thanks for ruining Birmingham there. Well done. Well done to all you Pakistanis and all you Africans and all you people who come from foreign lands, who come here and ruined Birmingham. Well done. Absolutely well done there. So, yeah, this is common practice now in the UK. It's absolute common practice. Knife fights in the street, people with machetes, gang attacks, fucking robberies, rapes, with children being assaulted, migrants sitting in parks. This is the par for the course now in Britain, and Britain over. Go to anywhere where they've shoved a load of foreigners, and it's par for the course, to be honest.
Law enforcement is now powerless against these mobs. Make your opinion count by liking this video and promoting it for more awareness. Also, share and subscribe to our channel for upcoming updates.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't cut that short. They did. That was the beauty of that. Some more.
You're with us! What's wrong with you? Will it be the HB? You wear the
So there's like a Muslim policewoman here. As you can see, she's wearing some sort of Muslim attire here. So the woman in the fucking terrorist outfits fucking heckling her. What are you doing? You're with us. I mean, what a shit show yet again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yet again. So, yeah, I mean, where does the allegiance lie? And according to the Quran, the allegiance lies with them, not with the police force and with Britain, according to the Quran. And if you follow the Quran correctly, and she's wearing the hat thing, so God knows, you know what I mean? Like, God knows which way she would go, but ultimately the police do pay her, like, so I mean, you won't get paid if you turn on the police. There's another way of looking at it. You will get sacked, you know what I mean? You will get sacked from your job. You won't get paid anymore. So choose your allegiance, I suppose.
Have some shame! Are you gonna say something or no? Go! She's English! She's English! Don't feel safe! Go! I don't feel safe!
Already, like the screamings just gets to you with these left wingers, doesn't it? They've all been infected with some sort of virus that it just makes them particularly annoying 99% of the time. It's uncanny how every single one of them has been infected with this 99% virus of annoyingness. It's uncanny.
You don't feel safe, you can leave the
Oh, stop! Just stop screaming at me. Stop screaming at me. Like, it's not what I just hate you. Like, I'm not listening. I hate you. You're not really getting through to me. I'm not really going to reply to you. I'm just now rubbing my helmet because you're really getting on my fucking nerves. I'd love to just pin you down and arrest you, to be honest, but I might in a minute do something wrong.
In another incident, masked
I mean, again, if we kick all the foreigners out, we'll kind of solve all these problems. That's the other side of it. It's the other side of it. If we kick all the foreigners out, we might solve a lot of these problems. So, it's worth a go. It's definitely worth a shot. You know what I mean? It's worth a shot.
Islamists were allowed to insult and intimidate police officers without facing any consequences. This is beyond embarrassing. It's a national disgrace. The Metropolitan Police have become a laughingstock, and their failure to uphold the law is indicative of a broader issue plaguing our society. If a British citizen were to talk to the police in such a manner, you can bet they would be arrested on the spot. But when it comes to these thugs, it's a different story altogether.
I don't know. I've heard some people shout some quite stuff at the police, and I thought you would get arrested for it, and they never like. So again, but it's kind of what I said before. I'd seen all this happen during sort of the protests, and the police kind of are holding the line a lot of the times, and they let a lot of stuff go because they're holding the line, and if they break the line, well, you break the line, and then the line's in a lot of trouble here. The police, you're in danger of the police people. So they're not breaking the line, so a lot of stuff's let go that I've seen in the protests, even with the British people. But it's because the police are holding the line, and again, it takes something like usually quite like actually assaulting the police, and they maybe will break the line to try and get you, but I've seen a lot of stuff let go, even on the British Patriot side, to be fair, but that's generally when it's the police are holding a line. I have seen plenty of people dragged off for next to nothing as well, and yeah, don't get me wrong, I mean, there is two-tier going on here. Like every single day of the week, there is two-tier policing every single day of the week. I'm of no denial about that. I just see how sometimes the police weigh up the options of, is it worth the hassle, and is it worth the hassle? Sometimes the answer is no. So that's kind of a lot of the time what I think the police's game is. It is two-tier, but it's not based on a massive amount about, well, I suppose it is based on religion in a way, because that religion kind of fights as one, as with the block voting, do you know what I mean? You could have thousands of them on the streets in minutes or hours here, and then what do you do? And then you have to try and quell that, and you know what I mean? You're into a world of shitstorms here, so ultimately you don't want to be in a world of shitstorms, so you try and keep the peace, is again what you would do. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be bowing down, but like, again, do we want riots and everything looted and burned? And the answer is no. So and do we want people to die in battle on the police's side? You know what I mean? And no, really. So like, yeah, stuck between a rock and a hard place. To be honest, it's very, very fucking difficult. Again, I don't think it's as black and white as everybody and this woman kind of makes out. Again, the shades of grey, and that shades of grey is, do we want a full-scale fucking riot on the streets? And the answer is no. So I'll leave it there anyway. There's more just the police being two-tier, but kind of understand at times why. But again, it's still two-tier, and it's not right, is it? But what the fuck do you do? Again, for me, it's very much a rock and a hard place that people are stuck in between here. You want full-scale riots, so you try and keep the peace? And the answer is you try and keep the peace, don't you, really? So it's about the way of things, isn't it? Again, that's the one things that the sort of the Muslims have got in their favour, that they stick together, and they stick together well. But that can scare people and police forces into to backing down. Is just the kind of way I look at it, to be honest. That's what I'm seeing anyway. I don't know if you'll agree. I'll leave it there anyway. Peace.